Mary Sclabassi. I'm the Chief of Police here at Taylor. This is part of an initiative we started last year, Taylor on Watch, and I'll get into a little bit about that. But before I do that, I also want to introduce our auxiliary police chief, Paul Bevan. The auxiliaries are a huge part of this program, and we depend on them quite a bit. So what we're going to do is I've got some things I'm going to go over in general what Taylor on Watch is about. Before we do that, I see that we have some elected officials here as well as we're waiting for Mayor Sollers. I see Councilman Charlie Johnson, Councilman Tim Woolley, our chairperson Linda Parker Craig, Councilman Alex Garza. Am I missing anyone? So I want to thank you for showing up and supporting us in this as well, so thank you very much. Last year we started Taylor on Watch. Did any of you, by any chance, attend any of the 4 meetings we had last year on Taylor on Watch? Okay, so we have a few people who are familiar with what that program was about and what this is an extension of. We did some presentations. Taylor on Watch is geared primarily on crime prevention education, trying to teach all of you as residents and business owners how not to become a victim of crime and how to better protect your home, your family, and your neighborhood with a lot of security tips that we did put on. By the way, can everyone hear me pretty good in the back? Good? Okay. So rather than go through this whole PowerPoint, which a couple of you have this, I did a printout of the PowerPoint we did for that, and after tomorrow we're going to have the whole PowerPoint online for anybody who wants to read through it. But in it we discussed Taylor on Watch is really about being good neighbors, and what we're going to be doing here tonight, and with the thanks of 4 individuals, we're going to be taking Taylor on Watch in the direction that it was always intended to go into, and that's getting it into the neighborhoods, taking these tips and these concepts and really getting you to employ them, again, in your homes and in your neighborhoods, so that anybody coming in your neighborhood is going to know, wait a minute, something's going on here. I'm not going to be able to get away with stealing someone's car or their bike or breaking into their house. So before we go any farther, because again, we did this as a crime prevention series, and the intent was always to form neighborhood watch groups within neighborhoods, but it didn't really take off. I don't think people really understood they had to step up and want to get involved. And with the thanks, I want to thank, we have 4 individuals here tonight who a couple months ago, they did just that. They stepped up to get involved to help us really get this program in the direction that it really needs to go in order to be effective. So I want to introduce Christina Nuwala, Amy Summers, put the video camera down, Cheryl Milbank, and Don Honecker. So these 4, they are really helping to get this into the neighborhoods, and what they're going to be is the coordinators for the program, which we'll discuss in a little bit. But what I want to do, now that I've done that, is talk to you a little bit so that before you leave here, you've got some idea of some crime prevention information to take home with you. So you all got this, right? Everybody must have a copy of this. Security survey form. Does everybody have this? Yours is probably in black and white. Yours is going to look like this. This will also be online. It's already online, but unless you're really going through our website, yeah, grab a handful of those if you want. Unless you're really going through our website, it's hard to find. But what this does, and again, this is a huge part of Taylor on Watch. And if you flip through it, you'll see why I say that. It's to get you to use the checklist here to go around your home, and if you have an elderly neighbor who needs help with that, offer to take this list with them and go through their home. You know, this section, the first section is the most important section. Do you know your neighbors? How well do you know your neighbors? It used to be when I was growing up, you know, we had somebody in our neighborhood, you know, everybody should have a Gladys Kravitz. Do you know what I'm talking about? Who remembers Gladys Kravitz? I know, I do too. Everybody needs one of those. And what Gladys Kravitz was, for those of you who are younger than I am, that show Bewitched, Gladys Kravitz is basically the nosy neighbor, right? And she's nosy and she can be irritating, but she knows damn well everything that's going on in that neighborhood, right? Every car that belongs, every person that belongs, everything. So get to know your neighbors. And part of this, when you leave here, and we're going to have a sign up, these 4 coordinators here are going to be divvied up by 4 areas of the city. And it's the 4 areas, there he is. I just got started.
Sorry, I'm investing in a new watch. My next move.
So everyone knows Mayor Rick Sollers, in addition to the 4 council people who are here today.
And Angie, just
Mayor. Oh, and Councilwoman Angela Croft. So great turnout from our elected officials. So Mayor was just telling them about the Conference Taylor and Watch. We're just kind of going through.
Great.
So again, you've got your survey form. So the biggest part of this is working as a neighborhood. Get to know your neighbors. Establish contact lists. So that if you see something amiss, you can pick up the phone and call, you know, whoever the person is down the street. It's really about getting involved in your neighborhood, taking ownership of your block, your neighborhood, being protective of it. So, and then we go through, I'm not going to go through every one of these obviously, but as you go through the survey form, it talks about, there's a checklist to go through the exterior of your home, looking for any weaknesses that you might have. Sorry, my throat's getting dry. Doors, windows. There's also a vacation checklist. So make sure you go through all of that, because that's the #1 step, is making sure that your house is protected so that you can't become a victim of crime. Uh-oh. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to move on. Okay. So, again, that's just a real brief overview of Taylor and Watch. The crime prevention, if you go online, we're going to post that online for you to take a look at. The survey's online. There's a ton of information on the Taylor Police website that you can go to for more crime prevention. So what we're here today to gather you all together for is taking it that step further that I always wanted to take it, with the thanks of these 4 people. So you should all have this handout about starting and organizing a neighborhood watch group. So we've been meeting with these individuals, and what we've come up with is trying to get you all here at a big meeting to get some interest going. If you want to participate at whatever level that you want to, and then we will have sign-up sheets here tonight. But basically, here's the plan. Under the auspices of the police department, because we believe very much in coordinating with you, making sure that there's certain protocols and that everything's being done safely for your sake and for your neighborhood's sake. We have the 4 coordinators who will be assigned to one of the 4 divisions of the city. What we will do is have you sign up based on what area of the city you are from, and we have the boundaries established in case you don't already know what sector you are, and to get with your coordinator. From there, we're going to have sign-ups for block captains. Those block captains will be responsible for overseeing the participants. So we're going to have a coordinator for each area. Thank you. You're welcome. See how nice. We're going to have coordinators for each area and then block captains. And generally, for a neighborhood watch to work effectively, you don't want to have a block captain responsible for no more than 3 blocks, because that's a lot of responsibility. So obviously there's going to be a lot of block captains, if they're willing to participate, who will then oversee the participants of their block. They'll coordinate who's going to go out. The idea is to have people go out on walks. Keep your eyes open, be the eyes and ears for the police department, have a presence. And we'll talk some also that there's going to be some shirts made up. If you want to be a participant of Taylor on Watch, we're going to work on getting shirts made up so that when you're out walking, again, it's about sending that visual signal. People driving through your neighborhood who may be up to no good are going to see, wait a minute, what are these stickers? What are these signs? Wait a minute, these people are way too organized, I'm out of here, right? So the block captains will supervise the participants' schedule, whether someone's going for a walk, a drive, who they're going to report to, that type of thing. As part of that, after we sign you up tonight with your individual sections, the coordinators will schedule a meeting in your areas of anyone who's interested in being a block captain. At that initial meeting, the police department will also come in, whether it be myself or one of my commanders, to train you, to give you the rules that we're looking for you to follow as you're doing this. Because there's going to be certain things that we're simply not going to endorse you do. We don't want you actively pursuing people. Again, you're to be a good witness, you're to be eyes and ears, and we take it from there. Any questions so far?